Hello, Lego and brick fan YouTubers. I have another review for you today. And if you are looking at this ship here and wondering what exactly it is, I would honestly call this ship more of a mock at this point than resembling anything that it was originally intended to be. But having said that, let me show you what it is supposed to be. It was supposed to be this Sluban ship right here. This is the manual for it. Now, I have purchased every Enlightened ship. They're decent products. Not quite Lego quality, but not terrible. I have purchased the Lego, or the Kazi Black Pearl, which had its flaws, but once fixed became a very nice ship in the end result. But it did have some major flaws that needed addressing. Now this one, on the other hand, not only had major flaws, but it is the only one of the bunch that came out of the box looking ugly. The pictures do not do it justice. This thing was hideous looking in person. Had this giant goofy looking thing here called for the figurehead, which was above the front mast, which is ridiculous to me. The figures, although they weren't as bad as the Kazi figures, they were not as good as the Enlightened figures either, and they were junk as far as I'm concerned. I really had no use for them. The cannons that this ship came with, it did come with 4, but they no way resemble Lego style cannons. They looked okay coming out of the cannon hole like that, but as you can see the other side, they were hideous. They don't shoot. They were completely and utterly pointless. And like this character here in the picture is holding the treasure map. Guess what that was? That was a sticker. Now think about that. Who wants to play with their Lego figures and have their Lego figure holding a sticker? That's right. The sails were paper. Paper. I hate paper sails. I'm a Lego fan. They are my #1 favorite. They are all I really buy anymore. I'm pretty much done with all these clone brands or knockoff brands. But paper sails is unforgivable in my mind. But having said that, that's not even the worst part of this ship. The worst part of this ship was the area under here, which is supposed to be for the captain's quarters. Now, if you've watched my Kazi Black Pearl review, you know that I complain about the captain's quarters of that ship because they were unaccessible. Well, this one's was just plain non-existent. It looks like there's something there, but there is nothing there. It looks good on the outside, but if you was to look that way, you would see nothing. Nothing. Which is just, it's just skimping. There's no reason for that. No reason whatsoever. The ship that came out of the box here was I can only give it like a 3 out of 10. I mean, it was ugly. Now the Sluban bricks, I will say, were better overall than the Kazi bricks. Not as good as the Enlightened brick, but the bricks themselves were not terrible. But their designs are so far behind, at least as far as pirate ships go, than every other company that I've come across, that I can't give this thing more than a 3. Alright, so let's quit looking at the ugliness and I'll show you what I did. From the side, you know, it's not terrible looking. So I left quite a bit of that as is. The sails are gone. I must have cloth sails. The crappy little cannons are gone. These are Enlightened cannons that I stole off one of my Enlightened ships. But they are at least actually firing and Lego style cannons. And what is that down there? Can you see it? Can you see it? Yes, I built in a captain's quarters. Now, it is completely inaccessible, but at least the illusion exists that one is there, unlike the one that Sluban designed, where it was just emptiness. I completely redesigned the inside of this area here. It does not resemble what Sluban intended to build. I mean, yes, some of this is all the same, but that is it. Interior is different. I added a cannon here. I added skulls and fire, and I did everything I could to make this ship decent. I put a much different figurehead on it. It's like a king, skullhead king with a pirate sword. I got rid of the ugly thing that it came with. The thing was just ridiculous. And, I mean, like I said, this is more of a mock at this point than anything resembling what Sluban intended. Oh, and another one of my major complaints regarding this ship was these connected here, and then they wanted it connect to these, and they just hung here, not connected to anything, which made the mast extremely unstable. Now, it wasn't as unstable as the Kazi ship, which literally would break upon touching, but it was, I mean, every time you move the thing, the sails are just, I mean, that's not good. So part of my redesign process was finding a way to actually connect these to the ship appropriately and make it, somewhat appealing to the eye and actually sturdy up the mast, because they were a mess. I'm satisfied with this ship now. I don't mind it. It's still not one of my favorites of my fleet, but at least when I look at it, I don't think that thing is ugly. Again, these are Lego minifigures. They are not the Sluban crap that it came with, so please ignore them. But I'm not going to rate my ship because it's, like I said, it's more of a mock at this point. But again, if you look at this ship for your kids to buy them, don't. Go get an Enlightened one, or really bony up and buy a Lego one. Just avoid this ship unless you intend to just completely overhaul it like I have, because it doesn't serve any other purpose than that. So again, the original version, I can only give a 3, and sometimes I feel like I'm being generous by giving it a 3. Alright, like and subscribe. Good day.